Hi guys, my name's Erin and I'm coming to you from my husband's home office wearing my love sweatshirt and a hat because what is happening under here is not cute and I'm sure a lot of you are dealing with the same things. So today I wanted to take a couple of minutes to talk to you about how an episode of The Office changed my life. I'm sure most of you have probably seen The Office, but for those of you who hadn't, here's a quick 15-second recap. There's a paper company called Dunder Mifflin. The manager of that paper company is the horrible yet lovable Michael Scott, and his receptionist's name is Pam. She is very patient, very kind, and very sweet. And in one episode of The Office, Michael decides that he is going to quit Dunder Mifflin and he is going to start his own paper company. And in that episode, he has what I like to call a Jerry Maguire moment. He makes this really dramatic exit and he's standing at the door and he says, "Now who's going with me? Who's going with me?" And the camera pans over to Pam and you see her sitting there and she says, "I will. I'll go with you." And so they go off and they start their own paper company. And the next day is their first official day of work and they're in the car and they're driving around and they're trying to do everything you would do when you start your own company. They're trying to find an office space. They're trying to find employees. They're trying to find investors. They're trying to find customers, and it's not going well. And Pam, who has been positive through this whole day, has a breakdown. And they pull into the driveway of Michael Scott's condo, and she just starts crying because the reality of what happened is finally setting in. And she starts yelling at Michael and she said, "How would you let me do this? Why did you let me do this? I had a job that I loved. I had insurance. I had benefits. I had paid vacation time. I worked with my boyfriend." And she just starts crying. And Michael, who is normally the biggest idiot possible, has this pretty amazing moment. You see his entire demeanor change. And he looks over at her and he says, "You know what, kid? You quit. That's what happened. That's where we are. We can't change that. You quit. And I know that we can make this work. I know we can be successful. I know we can find everything we need to find, but we can't do it from right here. So the first thing I'm going to need you to do, I'm going to need you to get out of the car. We'll worry about everything else a little bit later, but right now, I need you to get out of the car." I watched that episode probably 500 times. I love it because I thought that that was such a great metaphor for taking a big problem and moving it down to manageable steps, to taking something that seems so big that you can never tackle it and working on it by putting one foot in front of the other. Just get out of the car. Everything else can wait, but what you can do, what you can control, how you can keep moving forward right now is just by getting out of the car. I do an entire motivational speech about this. And in fact, my friends and a lot of my clients who have been with me for a long time know that I use that phrase a lot. I'll call someone and I'll say, "I need you to help me. I need you to help me get out of the car." And that prompts to them that, oh, she needs to talk about a problem and how to break it down and make it into more manageable steps. I'm going to be really honest with you. What we're going through right now sucks. It is awful. I am 42 years old, and you're starting to be able to tell since all of my Botox and filler is wearing off. But I can't ever remember a time like this. Even after 9/11, it felt different. This is tough. It's tough on me. It's tough on my husband. It's tough on my kids. And I know it is tough on you. And it seems like it is never going to end. So right now, all of us have these really big problems, whether it's figuring out how we're going to pay our rent, whether it's figuring out if there's going to be food at the grocery store when we finally decide to go, whether it's figuring out, are we still going to have a job when we get back? And if we do, are we still going to have customers? Are we ever going to be able to go on vacation? Are the kids going to go back to school? Will we ever play sports again? All those things. And it's like our brains can't wrap around them because it's never experienced anything like this. It's too big for us to make sense of. I'm getting ready to publish a blog. I've been writing blogs for a long time, but I didn't know that it could be like a job. So I've been working really hard on getting the blog together. And the blog is called 22 Life. And what it's about, it's geared towards women, but really anyone can do this. I think anyone needs to do this right now. It encourages women, or anyone, to take 22 minutes out of their day to do something just for them, to do something that's going to make them better some way, somehow. Whether it's physically, whether it's mentally, whether it's emotionally or spiritually, do something that's going to keep you moving forward. So my challenge for all of you today is to take 22 minutes, which I know you have because we cannot go anywhere. But take 22 minutes and think about, what is my biggest issue right now? What do I feel like I have no control over and I can't wrap my head around? And figure out how you can break it down into actionable, manageable steps that you can do right now. So if you're scared about finances, just think about, what's one bill? What's one bill that I can lower or I can cut in half? If you're scared about, not scared, but if you're like me, where everyone's posting like, oh, I'm cleaning my entire house, and oh, this will give me so much time to get those things done I've always wanted to do around the house. I said that too. I haven't done anything. This is the first time I've showered in I don't know when. I have dishes stacking up in the sink. There's 8 loads of laundry that need to be put away, and I'm not doing it because I don't feel like it, because this sucks. And I just want to not do anything. But I know that I can't do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to choose a drawer. Just one drawer. That's it. And I'm going to clean it and I'm going to organize it and then I'm going to be done. And then tomorrow, maybe I'll choose a cabinet or a closet or just my shoes. But I'm going to find those little things that seem manageable, that seem like I have control over, and I am going to do them. Because I have to. The world has stopped. It's completely unbelievable. This world has stopped. But we can't stop with it. Yes, we can stay at home and we can shelter in place, and we should. But there are things we can do to keep moving forward. So please do that for me today. Take 22 minutes of thinking about, how can I get out of the car? Thank you, Michael Scott. Thank you, all of you, and I'll see you again soon.